Hey folks, do you remember when Republicans downplayed COVID-19 back in early 2020, and some of them even claimed that it was possibly a hoax created by the Democratic Party in order to give them an electoral advantage, and that by the end of November it'd be over magically, it would just disappear? Yeah, remember how none of that ended up happening and COVID-19 actually got worse the following year with the Delta variant? That's this year. Well, now upon news that there is a new variant that we're learning about, Omicron, they're saying the same lies again, that it's a hoax intended to give Democrats an electoral advantage. Sitting member of Congress Ronnie Jackson tweeted out, "Here comes the MEV, the midterm election variant. They need a reason to push unsolicited nationwide mail-in ballots. Democrats will do anything to cheat during an election, but we're not going to let them." Okay, well, first of all, mail-in ballots are good, and they should be universal regardless if we're living through a pandemic or not. But for a sitting member of Congress to claim that Democrats have this broad conspiracy where they're going to create new variants each time there's an election or each time it yields some sort of an electoral payoff, this is incredibly stupid. And what's ironic to me is that this is the same kind of thing that Republicans do. Notice how anytime there's an election, they'll fearmonger about a new caravan coming to the United States of America, and then as soon as the election is over, well, not a peep from them about that. They're the ones who fabricate issues in order to give themselves an electoral advantage, and now they're projecting, they're claiming that Democrats do it, albeit to a much more hyperbolic and nefarious level, to where they're they're just straight up creating variants out of thin air because they want to win. And, if you thought that tweet from a sitting member of Congress was really stupid, wait until you get a load of what Tomi Lahren had to say. So she tweeted out, "Spoiler alert, there will continue to be new COVID variants until we reach the final strain of the virus called communism. Wake up, sheeple." She unironically tweeted "wake up, sheeple" in 2021. I'm not surprised. I'm just exhausted. The stupidity that I see from right-wingers after having to constantly talk about it on this show is rotting my fucking brain. I don't even know how to respond to that. So COVID-19 somehow is a plot or a Trojan horse, if you will, to get us to communism. How? I'm trying to put two and two together. In her little pea brain, maybe she thinks, oh, well, they're using this as a form of control, and control is synonymous with communism. Therefore, they're trying to lead us to communism, and COVID variants equals enforced communism. It's difficult to even try to follow their logic because there is none. It's idiotic. But thankfully, there is a media sphere on the right that is pushing back against these sorts of claims that makes the right look unhinged. Oh, wait, actually, they're spreading this too. The most popular news media outlet in all of America, not just in the right, Fox News, is saying the same fucking thing.
Pete Buttigieg, our transportation secretary, is potentially our new president in 2024, or so the Democrats want, has said we can't fix the supply chain problem until the pandemic is over, until COVID is over. And now we see these new variants. So that's the answer, is more lockdowns, more fear. And therefore, he doesn't have to do his job of fixing the supply chain because we'll just keep this whole thing going.
It's always a new variant. And you'll count on a variant about every October, every 2 years.
Oh, I think it's going to, yep. You're probably right.
I mean, however,
they could speed up. The variants could come more quickly.
We're going to need a new variant here.
My gosh.
I can't help but laugh. I honestly can't help but laugh. I don't know what to say about this. We have right-wingers who are just straight up fucking insane. They are psychotic. They're unhinged. And that's not to say that I like Democrats, but there's a difference between living in reality and being, obnoxious and having policies that I disagree with, and just being completely unhinged and making things up when it's beneficial for you. I mean, who can watch this and take a news outlet seriously? I mean, imagine if, for example, CNN did this. The right would be rightfully calling them out for the conspiracy mongering that they're doing. But because this is pretty typical for Fox News and right-wingers to just like make things up, well, it's not that surprising. And most people are just going to kind of look at it and think, yeah, that's just what they do. They're right-wingers in America. They're crazy. Yep. But we shouldn't accept this. This is not okay. We need to make it socially unacceptable to just lie about things like this, to just make up things, especially if you're a political commentator. Like, imagine if I said that Republicans don't support Medicare for all because they're part of a satanic death cult, and all of the lives that are lost because we have a for-profit health insurance system, it's part of their satanic ritual, their sacrifices. Like, imagine if I just made something up like that. I wouldn't be able to get away with that because my viewers actually value facts. But other people, they tune in and they think, wow, this guy is unhinged. He's just pulling that out of his ass. But right-wingers do this all the time, and it's common. It's not like we have an outlier here or there like it was before with conservatives. Now, all of them are like Sarah Palin or Donald Trump, but arguably worse in many ways. I mean, I'd say that Marjorie Greene and Louis Gohmert, they're worse than Donald Trump. I mean, even Sarah Palin now looks sane in comparison to the modern-day Republican Party and what's taking place with regard to discourse on the right. So it's going to keep getting worse, and I think that as we get more and more desensitized and we call it out less, the lies will continue. But this really is unacceptable. You can't just say things without evidence. If you are making a claim that Democrats are pretending as if there's new variants because they want an advantage, then prove it. Provide us with evidence or don't say it.
Mike is a total shitlib. Once he started shilling for the DNC, I stopped watching. So I definitely won't be hitting the subscribe button or turning on notifications by clicking the bell. No way. It's very sad, I know.